turned into riots, often followed by looting, as a nation simmering with unrest unraveled.
How long can you be peaceful when your people are dying?
In Los Angeles, hours before a curfew was ordered, the city became a war zone. After attempting to breach television studios, large groups torched police cruisers as officers fired back with rubber bullets. Before nightfall, the looting began. Department stores, jewelers, and high-end apparel shops trashed by unruly mobs. The mayor calling on the governor to dispatch the National Guard for the first time since the Rodney King riots in 1992. Strikingly similar scenes and issues of injustice, 28 years apart.
We've seen this before in Los Angeles. When the violence escalates, no one wins.
After 3 nights of protest and violence, the state of emergency in Los Angeles mirrored by pockets of anarchy nationwide, described as all hell breaking loose in Seattle when police lost control of downtown, crowds destroyed, then took over their vehicles. This video capturing one man removing a high-powered police rifle before a plainclothes security guard disarmed the man, clearing the magazine. But there was also troubling scenes caught on camera at the hands of police. This video appearing to show an officer putting his knee on the neck of someone taken into custody before another officer pulls his leg off. A shocking scene after the death of George Floyd, why so many poured into the streets.
We can't peacefully protest in the streets without getting tear gas thrown at us for what?
With demonstrators out in force again today, a violent takedown in Philadelphia, where a Foot Locker was looted after more than a dozen officers were injured there last night. With tear gas choking the streets of Miami, police battled protesters to keep control of their headquarters. With banks burned, highways shut down, and City Hall on fire in Nashville, there was more than 1,000 arrests. In Salt Lake City, police have identified this man, who may have fired arrows into a crowd from a crossbow before he was mobbed by a nearby group. In Tallahassee, Florida, someone drove through a protest after their pickup truck was surrounded by a crowd. The National Guard is moving into Chicago after clashes between protesters and police.
In this city, we care for each other. This is a time for us to unite.
Tonight, a nation on edge and up in smoke as many plead for peace in the wake of yet another violent night.
The cat and mouse game here in Santa Monica continues. You can see police are ready to move in on all these protesters again. The curfew starts in less than 30 minutes. Scenes like this are playing out all across the nation as the National Guard moves in. Lester? And here we go.
Miguel Almaguer with a scene from the West Coast. All right, thank you, Miguel. The largest police force in the nation here on the East Coast is facing backlash tonight, fueled by shocking encounters during the protests in New York City. NBC's Ron Allen has details.
Across New York today, with thousands of protesters demanding justice, clashing with police on the streets. Multiple incidents caught on video igniting outrage. A police vehicle accelerating through a crowd. A woman shoved to the ground, unclear why.
I wasn't aggressive towards the police officer. But even if I was, he should have had the self-restraint to not hurt the people he's supposed to be protecting.
Here, a police officer is seen pulling down a protester's mask and spraying mace.
There's tremendous stress on everyone. I've seen those videos, and those videos are truly disturbing. And some of the videos, frankly, are inexplicable.
Now, with the state's governor ordering the attorney general to investigate, New York's mayor and police chief are pushing back, insisting overall police have shown restraint while under attack from violent elements within the crowds. Those police vehicles only move forward because they were attacked.
There are protests and there are mobs, and I saw akin closer to a mob. A protest does not involve surrounding and ambushing a marked police car and putting my officers and my detectives' lives at risk.
So far, at least 30 officers injured, some 350 arrests Saturday night, including 3 suspects accused of targeting police with firebombs. Decades of simmering anger exploding in a city with a long history of deadly confrontations. Eric Garner, Sean Bell, Amadou Diallo, that echo what happened to George Floyd at the hands of police. New York's mayor claims reforms like ending stop and frisk, the widespread roundup of countless young black men, and comprehensive de-escalation training for every officer has improved policing, while admitting confrontation show NYPD still has work to do.
I saw a tremendous amount of restraint, but I also saw things that need to be done better. Clearly, I saw some moments yesterday that were disturbing in terms of the way police handled things.
Across the city tonight, more protests are planned, including this one just getting underway here in Times Square. And while many major cities have imposed curfews to try and bring down the size of the crowds, New York's mayor says that's not necessary here. Lester?
All right, Ron Allen tonight in New York. Thank you. And now to Minneapolis, the epicenter of this crisis. Tonight, a change in tactics. Police now cracking down on anyone ignoring curfew. Gabe Gutierrez reports.
In the largest public safety operation in Minnesota's history, local and state police and 4,000 members of the National Guard took a stand, aggressively using tear gas, pepper spray, and drawn weapons in a desperate attempt to squelch days of escalating chaos. This time, no major fires or injuries.
I want to thank everyone who participated in our ability to restore trust to our streets. It was